Passionate about music.
Time now to meet our favourite impressionist. He's a presenter, he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's Jon Culshaw. Welcome back to Gaydar.
Oh, hello there. Good morning, my old friends. Always lovely to speak to you.
We should say as well that you are old radio friends as well, aren't you, Neil and John?
Yes, indeed. Neil and I worked 20 years ago at that lovely station in Blackpool, Radio Wave, which we can mention other stations these days, can't we?
We can, and I'm looking at a beautiful photo of you, John. I think you might know which one it is.
Oh, what's this?
This is from Viking. Look at that hair!
Oh, no, it was ridiculous. I was sort of trying to do a sort of a Bon Jovi-ish type thing, I suppose, in a late 80s kind of way. But my hair didn't grow long. It just sort of grew out. So I sort of had the silhouette of sort of like a tree, which was very odd. But anyway, never mind.
Now, I've got another photo of you here. There you are with Marcus Brigstock. You're sharing the role in Spamalot at the moment.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Spamalot. Marcus is doing the first and the last week, and I'm doing the weeks in the middle. So yes, I've never done a West End run before.
I know, you're at the Harold Pinter Theatre. I mean, proper theatre, love.
Well,
West End and everything.
Exactly. I've got to start talking like that now. I've got to sort of sound a bit Christopher Biggins-esque, you know.
Do you get to do any of the voices, any impressions in there, John?
Yes, there's a few that I can just sprinkle in at certain moments, like a little bit of parsley, you know. There's a nice moment at the end where I can be Boris Johnson and address the audience as Mayor Boris in that beautiful whiff-waff is coming home sort of manner, which is lovely. And there's other sections where I can do, just 3 or 4 in a line. So, we crowbar in the Michael McIntyre and sort of skip around the stage, sort of being very excited and pointy fingers and vibrating hair. This is sort of what we do. So, yeah, there's places where they can be slotted in like that.
Do you brick it when you see famous people in the audience with their arms crossed?
Well, I suppose if there's somebody like that in, and there was one night when Craig Revel Horwood was in.
Oh, God!
And, you think, darling, disaster. But I think that's quite good. It just gives you a little focus, especially when you get to the stage where you've done the show a few weeks and you're comfy with this, and it's like an old pair of slippers.
Do you weave them into it? If you see someone like Craig Revel Hall, do you do the odd Craig Revel Hall into the show?
Yes, you could certainly do that. You could. He was on one of Marcus's shows, so I'm sure Marcus must have made many references on the night. I certainly would have done that if in one of mine.
So you are allowed to go off script a bit then, and things like that. That's quite cool.
Please, Tom Baker, get in that audience. We need to see this.
Oh yes, well I think he'd probably find Spamalot very beautifully bewildering, wouldn't he?
That's one of my favourites of yours.
How did you get into being in Spamalot?
Well, the phone went just one afternoon, and it was just, they were talking about Spamalot coming back into the West End, and would I fancy a go? And I thought, yeah. That sounds like something up my street, and I'd always been a big Monty Python fan. So, yes, I didn't hesitate. I said, yeah, absolutely, I'll go for that. I did audition for it about 7 years ago when it first came into the Palace, but I just missed out on it then.
I missed out to Peter Davison, my future self.
And what for you after this? Will there be another series of the Impression Show?
Yes, we're reworking the format on that, and we'll be back with something new next year. We've taken the sketch show as far as we can. We did 3 series of that, so we're just chopping it round a bit now.
May I ask, who was funny in your family? Because you obviously grew up with someone, an uncle, an aunt, that you could bounce this off, because this was not just learnt off the telly, this has come from the roots, surely.
Well, I don't know, actually. In our family, there was nobody really in the entertainment industry at all, particularly.
Well, I was wrong then.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting theory. Maybe there must be somebody somewhere. Maybe a few generations back or something. My Uncle Vincent was a flamboyant sort of a chap, so I might have got something from him. But Who Do You Think You Are almost did a programme on me.
Oh, they should do. Why? They need to do fun.
Well, they looked back at my family history, and apparently we were just pub landlords and farmers for the last 300 years, so it wouldn't have filled an hour.
This is John. It's always good talking to you. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for your time.
Oh, it's a pleasure. You too, Neil. All the best, Debbie, as well. God bless, and have a lovely blooming Saturday.
Passionate about music.